Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here to do our weekly review for the second week of October. So let's go ahead and grab my daily review and weekly review cards. I'm pretty sure I'm mostly done with the daily review things that I need to do, but we'll have a look at it anyway. So this week went from the 7th until the 12th, I think. No, the 13th. And let's see what we have to do. So I need to count the project hours for the dailies. I did not do that, so we'll go ahead and do this right now. Let's go and start with that. So this was Monday. Monday was very productive. Let's see what I was able to do. So I always have on Mondays my weekly meeting for this project here. So this was 1 hour. Then I had support for T3, and this was 2 hours and a half, 3 hours and a half. So let's just write that down. Then I also had support for T1, and that was just half an hour. Then I also had planning for FTB day, and that was, I think, just 1 hour. And finally, I had some support for the 75049 project, and that was half an hour, 2.5 hours. Now let's just go ahead and count everything to see if we have 8 hours and a half. So we have 4, 5, 8.5. Perfect. I already put training here, 8.5 and 8.5. And now we just need to do Friday and Thursday. So Thursday I had another meeting for this project. So this was 1.5 hours. I also had 75049 meeting, and that was just half an hour. Let's see if I had any kind of support for that. I did. So support for 75049, this was just half an hour as well. Then 7002 FTB day, I'm going to put 1 hour here, and then I'm going to put the FTB day here. So this is going to be 1 hour. Now for training, I'm just actually going to put this training, and that was 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour. And then finally we have the 70002 RLI template, and that took me 1 hour and a half. And I also had the support for T3 of 068, and that was just half an hour. Yeah, just half an hour. But I also had T3 meeting, and that was half an hour. So quite a lot of things happened this day. Oh, okay, so this is going to be 2 hours actually. So I had to stop filming because a car with really loud music just passed by in my street. But we're done with counting the hours here. Excuse me, my cat just came. I thought he was outside, but he was able to come in. Okay, so let's keep going. Now we are done with counting the project hours. Let's update the weekly. That's something that I think I didn't do last week. Let's see what happened and what didn't. I think everything happened. I just had some extra meetings on Thursday. So I had one at 2:30 and one at 4. So I'm just going to write that down. So 2:30 is this one. I'm going to write just meeting with her. And then this was 1 hour. And then at 4, I had the 75049 Obeya. So this was just half an hour, and this was 1 hour. There you go. And there you go. Perfect. I think we're done with updating the weekly. I'm just going to go ahead and, well, excuse me. There you go. So what we are going to do right now is just to have a look at the tasks that I was able to accomplish this week and what I wasn't able to do this week. So I did update all of my test data, and I also updated my virtual beta, and I also completed my ETS. I wasn't able to sign the Excel. I wasn't able to sign any of these documents. And then I was able to send the new save the date and change the date, and also buy the tickets for my flight. And then I didn't do the partial report for T3. So let's go ahead and write down why I didn't. So let's start with the partial report for T3 of project 068. So I didn't have time to do much for this specific task. And this was due to the training that I had for the firefighters. Then I also have the Excel data for T3. So Excel data for T3 of the same project. EAB wasn't able to finish looking at it. Okay, and then I also need to see why I didn't sign the RLI template. So I'm just going to write down that we had additional comments from BG, and the same thing is going to happen for the test procedure template. Okay, so I need my highlighters, which aren't here, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab them. Okay, so the one that someone else is taking care of is in yellow, and everything else that I didn't finish is going to go in pink. So these three. Okay, we're done with the tasks. Now let's go ahead and count the project hours for the week and also the tasks for the week. So I'm just going to grab these, and we are going to start on Monday. Where is Monday? Oops. Oh yeah, my tasks. Let's just see if I did everything. So update meals, I did not do that, but I don't think I'll be doing this on camera. I'll do that later. For right now, I just want to go ahead and count my project hours and be done with this part. So let's start with this project here. We have 1 hour, 2 hours. 2 hours for this first one. Then we have 53068, which is going to be 4 hours. And then finally 75049, which is going to be 2.5 hours. And this gives us 8.5 hours. That's great. So I'm just going to go ahead and also start writing the tasks here. First things first, I have meeting here, excuse me. And I also have FTB day. Okay, let's keep on going. On Tuesday, oh yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday, I just had training. So I'm going to put 8.5 hours. This just makes my life much easier. And there you go. Perfect. And then Thursday, let's go back into Thursday. Oh yeah, I have quite a few things here. Starting with 70002. This is going to be 1 hour, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours and a half, 5 hours and a half. So 5.5 hours. Then we have 53068, which is going to be 1.5, 2. So this gives us 7.5. And then I have 75049, which is 1 hour. Perfect. And let me see what else we have for the 7002. We have training as well. And we have the RLI. Perfect. And here we have ETS, and that's pretty much it. So for Friday, for 70002, we have 1 hour, 2 hours. Then for 53068, we have 3 hours here, plus 1.5, so 4.5 hours. We're missing 2 hours, which is going to go on to 75049. So this is going to be 2 hours. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and count the total amount for the different projects we have here. I only worked on 3 projects this week, which is usually what I like to do. So for this first one, we have 2, 4, 9.5 hours. The second one, we have 4, 8.5, 10.5 hours. And then the third one, 2.5, 3.5, 5.5 hours. And finally, for training, we have 17 hours, right? Yes, perfect. So if we add everything up, this should give us 42.5. So we have 9.5 plus 17 plus 10.5 plus 5.5. 42.5, so that's perfect. Now let's do the 7002 for the tasks. For ETS, I have 1 hour. For RLI, I have 1 hour here, 3 hours here, and that's it. We have 3 hours. For training, I have just 1 hour. For FTB day, we have 1.5 here plus 1, so 2.5. For meeting, 1 here and 1 here, so 2 hours. If we add everything up, we have, let's see, 4.5, 5.5, 8.5, 9.5 exactly. Now for 53068, we have support T1, and we also have meeting T1. Then we have support T3 and meeting T3. So these are the 4 most important. Then I also have the partial for T3. So let's see how many hours I spent for each one. Starting with support T1, we have 1 hour here. And that's it. And then on Monday, we have half an hour. Yeah, so 1.5 hours here. In terms of meeting, I don't think I had any for T1. Yeah, none for T1 because I was in training on Tuesday and usually I have this on Tuesday, so 0. Support T3, we have half an hour here, 2 hours here, and 2 hours, 5.5 hours here. 5.5 hours, and then for meeting, I had just half an hour here. Finally, for the partial report, we have 3 hours here, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, 3 hours here. So if we add everything up, we have 6, 9, 10.5 exactly. Perfect. And then finally, we have the 75049, which is probably going to be support and meeting. I think that's all that we're going to have for this week. Again, because I didn't work on Tuesday and Wednesday, I had less things to do. So we have 2 hours here for support, 2.5 plus 2.5, so we have 5 in total for support. And then for meeting, I had just half an hour here, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so half an hour. And this gives us 5 hours and a half, which is correct. Now let's go ahead and mark down with colors. So yellow for this last one, and then I have blue and green, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just see. Yeah, blue and green. Oh, this was not supposed to be yellow. This was supposed to be pink. Where's the pink? Here's the pink. So 75049 was supposed to be pink. Well, now it's yellow. That's okay. So 53068 is going to be blue, and 7002 is going to be green. Perfect. So we are done with all of that, which usually takes a little bit more time, but this week, since we didn't work 2 days, it was easier. So let me just go back and put this here. And I think I am on my last sheet for the weekly review. So that's something that I need to print for next week as well. We are done with the dailies, and except for maybe the budgets that I did not update, and also the meals, which I did not update. But the days are crossed on the dailies. I did my habits and mood and weather. I think I'm not done with mood and weather. Let's go back here. So we are currently on the 14th. So I have here the 12th, which was kind of cloudy and sunny. So I'm just going to put 1 and 3. Same thing yesterday and today. I'm going to say that it's sunny. Now, in terms of mood, today I'm in a really bad mood. So I'm going to put angry, but for next year, I'm going to write something like bad mood. So 4. And then yesterday I was happy, but I was also in a bad mood. And then the day before I was happy. I can put extremely happy, that's fine. Okay, so we're done with the mood. Now let's go ahead and see what else we need to do for the weekly. I already did the meetings, project, and the deliverable hours, meals, habit tracker, and weekly and monthly tasks, and weekly budget. So let's see the monthly tasks for October. So I didn't finish any of these. So yeah, I don't think we'll be able to write anything else here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our weekly review sheet for this one. This is going to be October, and the previous one was 6. This is going to be 7 until the 13th. And let's do the summary of the week. For this week, I'm going to write that I had an important meeting at work about some department issues. I had the firefighter training, bachelor trip, and I also gave up on the public exam. Okay, so top 3 of the week. I'm going to say Arch HR talk meeting, and then also the bachelor trip, and finally the firefighter training. Things that make me happy and proud. I'm just going to say the firefighter training. I didn't feel very proud this week. I'm thankful for being able to travel with people that I didn't know and being friends with them. Great. Now let's have a look at our self-evaluation. So I have exercise here. I also have productivity and planning. Then I have sleep, rest, and spending. Finally, mood and YouTube. Okay, so in terms of exercise, I'm going to give myself a 2 because I only went to the gym once and I played soccer as well. Productivity, I'm going to give myself a 3 because I was very productive on Monday, but then not productive on the other days. For planning, I'm going to give myself a 4 because I didn't plan as well this week. Sleep and rest, I'm going to give myself a 4 as well. Spending a 2 because I did buy another Moterm cover, so this will be coming until the end of the month, hopefully. For mood, I was in a very bad mood this week, but during the weekend I was okay, so I'm going to say 3. YouTube, I'm going to give myself a 2 because again I was late to the game. Best of the week, so we're going to write down firefighter training, being invited to coffee at Echo. I'm going to write skipping the public exam just because I was really anxious about that and I'm glad I didn't go. I'm also going to write the bachelor party or bachelor trip. HR talk as well. And I think that's pretty much it. Goals that I was able to accomplish this week. Let's go back and see what I had accomplished for the week. I don't think I did much this time. I'm just going to write down, define FTB day date. Habits that I wasn't able to maintain. So collagen, exercise, and routines. I am very tired and very moody, so I'm not able to do what I would like to do. Lessons learned and challenges, accepting I might have to change positions even though I like the work I do. And for next week we have the coffee at Echo. We also have to pick up t-shirts for the test. And I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so this was the weekly review. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here between the weekly and the dailies. Perfect. Okay, I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.